Okay, everyone, welcome to my meditation class.
Thank
Okay, I'd like to invite you to find a comfortable seat with your. Are you comfortable up there? I think it's best if your knees are below your hips in some way. Um, and your ribs are stacked above your hips, and your spine is straight. Your shoulders are stacked above your hips. And you can slide your head back as if it's on rollers to make sure that your spine is feeling aligned. And then you can close your eyes if you feel so inclined. And try to focus on your breath, moving in and out of your body like ocean waves moving in and out of a cave. You can feel the contact points of your body on the couch. And I'd like to invite you to imagine that you're going on a walk through a forest, and it's dark outside. There's a full moon in the sky. You're walking along. It's a summer night. You can feel tall grasses brushing against your legs as you walk. And you hear the frogs singing and the flutter of bat wings and the leaves in the trees rustling. And you're walking along. And the moon is illuminating the forest. And you are trying to make sure that you don't trip over anything. There's tree roots in the way, gnarled roots that are sprouting up from the ground. So you're using the light of the moon to guide you, walking along. And just take a minute to imagine that scene, all the things you might see. Maybe you hear an owl calling. You see the stars in the sky, Big Dipper. And suddenly, as you're walking along, trip over a tree root, and you find yourself tumbling into a hole. And when you land, you look around, and you're in a dark space under the earth. And there's roots hanging down. And then you notice that there's a fire in the corner. You've fallen into a subterranean dwelling. And the flames are flickering on the sides of this big chasm. And then you see that there's somebody tending the flames. And at first they're kind of hidden in shadow. And then you recognize them. It's your inner wise woman. And just take a moment to imagine what she looks like. She's throwing logs on the fire, and sparks are rising up into the air, floating out into the night. And she doesn't say anything to you necessarily, but you can feel her presence and her spirit and her wisdom there in front of you. And as you look at her, you realize that she's you. And eventually, you probably make your way out of this underground hole where she's living. But you remember it, and you know that she's always in there, somewhere out there in the dark forest, tending to the flames, which are your own life force and inner light and warmth. She's feeding the flames. She knows just what kind of fuel to throw on. Sometimes she'll put on a log, or sometimes she'll throw on some pine needles to make the flames get brighter and burn more hotly. And she's always there with her fire, deep in the underground part of your body. And you realize that you don't have to trip on a tree root to fall down and find her. You can visit her whenever you want and trust that she's there, watching. And as you continue on your walk through the deep, dark forest, you realize that this is a new friend that you've just made, who's going to be a lifelong companion. And wow, the end. So